There's
Okay.
two kinds of insurance, as you mentioned. There's cash value insurance and there's term insurance. Right? Term insurance, on average, runs about 1/20th the cost of whole life or cash value insurance. In other words, you could have bought that same policy. Instead of spending $100, you'd buy a month or whatever it was. Let's use 100 to be an example. Then you'd spend $5 a month. So what does the extra $95 that you're going to, what does it go to? Okay. Well, it goes to build up a savings account inside the policy called cash value. Does that sound familiar to you?
Yeah.
And that's why you bought it, because you thought, hey, it builds up a cash value. That's awesome. All right. And here's the thing. The problem is not that. The problem is that the rules or the guidelines that what happens to the money in the savings account. On average, it's making about 1 to 1.5%. Horrible rate of return, number one. Number two, if you want your money out of the policy, you either have to cancel the policy or you have to borrow your own money. Now, you put the money in there. You put the money in there, but when you take it out on a loan, you pay them interest to borrow your money.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's kind of stupid.
Yeah.
You know, you wouldn't take money out of a savings account and borrow it from the bank, you know, and give them interest to borrow your own money back. Not if you're smart, anyway. And then, but the worst part of it, I mean, the fees are really high. The cash value doesn't build up for many, many years, but after 2 or 3 years, finally, it does start building up. So it's really heavy loaded fees on the front end. And then the worst part, though, is this. You got a $15,000 policy on this kid. What's the cash value in one of those? As an example. I'm sorry?
I don't even know what the cash value on any of them are right now.
I'll give you a guess. I'll give you a guess. Let's say it's $5,000. If you close the policy, that they'd get $5,000, right? And we've just established that you've paid extra for that $5,000 to be in that policy. So you have a savings account inside that policy, right?
Right.
You paid a lot more for these policies than you would have for the same amount of term insurance. A lot more. Now, so that $5,000 that's in there, it's your money. The problem is this. If the person that the insurance is on dies, they don't pay the $15,000 insurance plus your savings. They pay the $15,000 insurance. What happened to your savings?
Oh.
It's gone.
Oh.
And the only way you have a prepaid insurance policy, or the only way you have a 10-pay policy is that's not paid up. It just means prepaid.